Yes. Because that's what you want. That's what's going to drag people into the story the most, is characters. And even if you explain who the narrator is and make him a character too, and explain the personality of the character, it just adds more. Country girl, shake it for me, girl, shake it for me, girl, shake it for me. True Fish, don't know what song that is, but looks like a D-Dot is up next. Unless someone speaks up within the next, like, minute or so. Not time, let me shower and get ready. Goon Sesh, begin! Not time, I will destroy and hate mankind. Alright, Chapter 9! Oh no, am I gonna crash? Guys, are we crashing? I think we're crashing. Nope, it's just lagging. No idea why it did that. Looked like OBS was crashing. We haven't had that happen in a while, which is super nice. It always ruins the VOD. Or, like my recording. Dun dun dun. Alright, here we go, guys. This is the big one, the important one. Do you let Windows deal with your virtual RAM settings? F the VOD. I need it because I need to be able to upload it onto YouTube. So if the file gets corrupted, then I have to go to Twitch. I have to download the VOD on Twitch. Then I have to upload it onto YouTube. Scotty, never mind, it's reading time. No, Fish, it's not reading time. It's toke time. Oh! See what I did there? You don't know what I'm talking about. The answer is yes. Yes, Sean. I don't do anything with bios. I don't know anything about bios. I would be scared to break the PC if I went into bios. Drug addicts. Come on. You can't tell me that don't look fucking delicious. That don't look just pure amazingness. Just ready. Just ready for you. Come on. It's gold. It's pure gold. Oh, Country Girl! Okay, so. You're here now. We were giving you enough time, Country Girl. It is your story now because you're technically second in line. I haven't smoked since Not was born, sir. I've never smoked, darn. My parents got me into smoking. My whole family smokes. Alright, Chapter 7. My lungs are bad enough on their own. Oh, I have really good lungs. I spent my entire childhood on a trampoline. Majority High, YouTube, House of the Dead 2 Goldman. It's not a BIOS setting, it's a Windows setting. It's slightly different on each type of Windows. It uses part of your hard drive like RAM. When Windows does it, it's constantly changing the size of the file, then checking if its still needs to be that size. I set mine double the amount of RAM I have and leave it alone, freeing up that processor or to do other things. Lots of childhood pneumonia. Oof. I used to dip tobacco as well. In my defense, I grew up in Florida and the white boys got me into it. I never did chew though. A couple of my friends did chew. So, you want to hear a funny story about some chew? Buddy's little cousin's like fucking 15. We're getting fucking hammered. So he pulls out the chew because other cousin, older cousin, is in town. And he's like, 18. We're all like 16 and he does chew. So he's handing chew out to everyone. So guy's got a massive wad of chew in his mouth. We're all running around the yard, smacking each other with swords. The inevitable happens. Yeah, he fell over and swallowed it. We fucking thought he was gonna die. That was like a 4-day fucking extravaganza. Oh. Kids these days, they got nothing good for them, do they? I ain't got what you know. Don't swallow that bit. Yeah, no. Very bad. Very, very bad. Super young and lots of chew. Woof. Woof. Yep. Get your stomach pump for that one. So we have Chapter 7. Rights and Rights. Ooh. Swallowed it once and had to visit the nurse. Anyway, read time. Alrighty, well, I expect this read to go into the late night. I'll be preparing for bed and lurking. Much love, friends. No worries not. Enjoy the rest of your night. We will read Libra tomorrow, or if, you're still around by the time we're done. But I think everyone else is out of stories now. We've got Chapter 1 of Ninjas, but he's not here right now, as far as I know. And then we have Sean's and yours, and I think those are the only ones until Fish starts writing. And Callie finishes another chapter. And Queen starts writing again. And Beezus comes back. Then, yeah, you're at the top of the list after that. I still need to cook. No worries, Fish. It's all good. Alright, here we go. Chapter 7. Rights and Rights. Most of the day passed without incident, and Ellie could almost forget the occasion that had brought the Karras family together. She was in her room, just donning the smoky gray cameo necklace Kay had gifted her on her 16th birthday. As Aunt Emmeline entered without so much as a knock. Weighed down with a heavy black morning gown and veil, Aunt Emmeline said, "Elvina, this is an important night. As you know, and we expect you to be dressed respectably." I know. Ellie would rather face a swarm of discontented wraiths than follow her aunt's directives, and she greatly wished she would at least relax in calling her by her formal name. Unfortunately, she was correct. Tonight's events would affect not only their family, but all of Palem, and the surrounding territory when the coven named its new leader. Even so, her words sounded hollow, even to herself. I know how to look and act tonight. Again, just on like the basic level, like you don't need the even twice, right? I should hope so. Aunt Emmeline eyed Ellie like a hungry vulture, not even bothering to conceal the fact that her gaze was fixed on her midsection. And not only for ourselves, mind you, but members of all the other Coven families will be there. The Oslos, for one. This is great subtext and, like, transition. Obviously, get yourself a fucking husband and make yourself a baby. By the way, here's one that you could make your husband. That is beautiful transitioning there. If that's the hint I think it is, I'm not interested. Ellie wondered if either her father or aunt would ever give up trying to use her for a further alliance for the family and marriage. I was engaged to Marcus Oslo, if you can even call it that. Got you tabbed up, we'll game, and hope you have a great stream, homie. Hell yeah, Cubano! Thank you, good sir. Enjoy your gaming. Always appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. I was engaged to Marcus Oslo, if you can even call it that, for one night. And soon as Gran heard what happened at a founder's ball, she said she wouldn't see me trapped in a loveless marriage. I have a feeling you're really gonna hate Marcus when you meet him. That means you think you have a well-rounded character, which is great, country girl. Hating characters is amazing. There are characters you absolutely love to fucking hate. They're pieces like Joffrey is like the best example of a character you love to hate. You're just like, when's this character gonna fucking die? Like the man in the Iron Mask, Leo, like the older brother. Well, the one that's not in the mask, right? You want him fucking... You are so glad. So fucking glad when he gets his shit. It's like, you love to hate those characters. She told me to leave Palem and find a place. Sorry, buffered, but back now. Of course. So you missed what I said? Why? Once it's out of my mouth, it's gone. What did I say? Fuck. I have no idea. Don't even know what I was talking about. I'm sorry. We're talking about the ball. Oh, loving to hate characters. Loving to hate characters. That if you think that I'll hate him, then you have a nice, well-rounded character that shows enough presence to want you to hate the minor sport. Marcus sucks and he deserves all the bad things that have happened to him. Good. Good. Oh, I was saying like Joffrey or like Prince Leo and Man in the Iron Mask. Like, it's you love to see their downfall because they deserve it so much. Yes, who could forget? It was the most gossiped about news in town for 6 months afterwards. Aunt M secured the back of the gown and continued speaking as if she hadn't objected. There are plenty of opportunities to fix that. He is still single. What is this about, Scotty? This is about a coven of witches who lost their leader, and now they are performing the funeral rites, which will entail a new leader. And this person, the main character, came back for this funeral after basically abandoning the coven after being told to do that by the leader. And now she doesn't have that supporting hand that she used to have, so now she's kind of dragged back into it. Am I getting in the right area so far, country girl? Her family are all douchebags. more or less. Yeah. What? Okay. And it wouldn't surprise me if he stayed that way. Ellie had no interest in discussing her former gentleman caller, and even less in attempting to renew his intentions. There was more than enough. So wait, I missed that, country girl. The reason that she left is because of a marriage, an arranged marriage. Sabrina Spellman vibes. The reboot with Kiernan Shipley. No, Scotty, you were supposed to read that in a Lil Jon voice. I don't know how to do a Lil Jon voice. Fish. I'm like, I could do, like... Don't think we need to go there. The why she left is really complicated. Okay. But it's just a small hint. Gets compounded on soon and later. Perfect. Perfect. Scotty being racist. Well, I was gonna say the Bill Cosby. You know, it's like you gotta get down on it. That's how you always do it. You know what I mean, kids? I don't know. Sounded better in my head. Leaned way too heavy on the wrong side, I think. And I love being racist, Fish. Do you know why I love being racist? Because I'm not racist. So, the best way to desensitize something is through humor. And if you can make fun of people without the intent of it, right? Like, for instance, one of my favorite... I'll tell you one of my favorite jokes. It's been a while since we've done this. I'll tell you guys one of my favorite jokes.
Myself. Sit the fuck down. So, I'm Rocco. I'm the funny man. I'm so fucking funny. How'd you get that shine around your eye? It's mad at someone to think you're very fun.
I caught your show at the Velvet Room at the Holiday Inn. Loved it when you busted into Viva Las Vegas.
Wow! Non mi vuoi proprio inculare? Eh? I snapped my fingers at you 34 hours rotting in some trunk of Boylston, you insignificant little fuck! I always get my money, you cock-sucking bastardo!
Is it bad that I read Lil Jon and immediately transferred that to Little John Bear from the animated Robin Hood movie and all the animals as people?
I gotta tiptoe through the tulips with these assholes. Taking all the fun out of the job.
Papa Joe, you want me to go now?
All the boys tell me how you make them laugh when you come around. What a crack up you are. What do they call you?
The funny man.
Funny man. I'm having a shitty day. I'm depressed. Tell me a funny joke.
Now? A joke? A joke. Yeah, all right. There's these three guys. A spick, a white guy, and a black guy.
Nigga.
Yeah, yeah. And they walk along the beach. They see this pot. They rub it. Genie comes out. Genie's, you know, you can wish for anything you want. So they ask a Mexican what he wants, and he goes, I want all my people in America to be happy and free and in Mexico. And so Genie, poof, all the spicks are in Mexico. And then he asks the black guy.
Nigger.
Yeah, that's what I said. Goes to the nigger, says, what do you want? And he goes, I want all my my nigger brothers in America to be back in Africa and happy and everything, you know? So Gene goes, poof, and all the niggers in America are in Africa. And this is going, I'm not funny today, I know. I'm having a hard day. This joke sucks. It's a stupid joke.
Continue the joke.
So the genie says to the white guy, what's your one wish? And the white guy goes, you mean to tell me all the niggers and spicks are out of America? Genie goes, yeah. He says, well, I'll have a Coke then.
Man, kill this bitch ass boy. Sorry, well, bitch ass boy.
I'll have a Coke.
Yeah. Everybody's out, and so he just wants a Coke because that's all he needs.
Tell me one more.
What?
Poor Rocco. But yeah, I agree, Fish. The political incorrectness and, like, the, I wish I could find things funny, too cynical and jaded, but I do like how politically incorrect this is. That's what people need. Yeah, because it's, you know that it's a joke, but it's like, oh, it's on a topic that people think is like, oh, taboo and you're not allowed to joke about. That's what makes it even funnier. And the more you can joke about it, the less serious you're going to take it. The less serious you're going to take it, the less it means. So it's the best way to desensitize yourself to something, is through humor. Sorry for the tangent there, Country Girl, but we had an ad break coming up, so... Plus, growing up there in the 90s means the worst I've been called is certainly not the N-word. That's like Tuesday for me. Yep. Alright, back to the story. Back to the story. Oh. And I wouldn't be surprised if he stays that way. Elliot, no interest in discussing her former gentleman caller, and even less in attempting to renew his intentions. I'm back, missed something? Nope. There was more than enough to contend with, being back in the territory. Matters of the heart were a distraction she didn't need. Aside from wanting at least one son, Marcus doesn't have much of a design for a bride. Aunt Emmeline was by no means finished as Ellie changed into the funeral clothes as she saw fit to elaborate on the advantages of the match. Youth is truly wasted on the young. My mother took on the burden of raising you and was too loose with the reins. If you'd been given to me, I'd have insisted on making good on the match. You'd have had yourself a husband and children of your own by now. And what a tragedy it is that I don't have that. Ellie had always known that after the death of her mother, a question divided the family. What was to become of her? Kingsley had been too preoccupied with rearing Element Aaron to be bothered with caring for a girl, and Em hadn't yet had her cousins Theodore and Miriam, and tried demanding the right to raise her as her own. Kay had stepped in not a moment too soon and declared as both Coven Elder and family matriarch that she would take Ellie into Hollow Point, where she belonged. I would have hated to keep you from doting on your own children when they needed you, and I doubt your manners will ever recover for it. Aunt Em undid the ribbon of the necklace and pulled it flush against Ellie's neck before retying the bow. Suppose the clothes at least will do for tonight. It was only when she ardently refused to let her near her with the comb and threads to bind her hair that she gained a victory in finally seeing her aunt out the door. Once dressed and ready, Ellie allowed herself the luxury of a half hour of attempted meditation, which was the only way she could see getting through this night in one piece. Kay's body was normally to be placed in the family plot. Then the Palem Caligo would call forth her soul for her final rite before it moved on. Maybe capitalizing a little bit more on the relief and the tension. So like a huffing and a puffing, throwing up hands, kind of including a little bit of action from the characters, like pacing the room or something like that, just to add extra action to the scene. But this one part here, I really like just the dialogue, where it's like just boom, 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 just talking, right? So it's like before that, I would emphasize a bit more motion, and then when you get to this point here, I'd leave that as it was, and then when she leaves, maybe emphasize a little bit more on the relief of her leaving, and have that encompass action, like sitting down and being like, finally able to rest your legs, finally able to think for yourself, finally releasing what you're feeling on the inside without being caged. Feel like her leaving the house was like you leaving a cage. Make some sort of metaphor like that to emphasize the strength of that feeling that the characters have. And how nonchalant the other character is towards it. Or at least feigning that kind of like high and mighty prose, right? Once dressed and ready, Ellie allowed herself the luxury of... Oh, we already read that, never mind. Her attempt to achieve mental clarity had the expected level of success. In other words, she was still so distracted that she ran headlong into Cord in the hallway, nearly knocking them both over. I was just coming to check on you, Cord said once they steadied themselves, giving her appearance a quick overlook. You look respectable? I believe. I know. Ellie pulled the choker back to its original length. Aunt Em had insisted on a thorough inspection and draping the shoulder-length black veil herself before declaring it good enough. Didn't really matter to Ellie what she looked like, and she thought more than likely that she'd jump clear out of her skin at any moment. Losing Gran in her own sudden return to Hollow Point was enough in itself. At present, Ellie's own deepest wish was for both the funeral and release ceremonies to be over, the new Coven Elder to be named, and for her to head back to life in Borum. She hadn't yet asked Cord if he would come along, but there was time for that. I need some air. You mind coming with me? Of course, Cord offered his arm. She gratefully accepted, and they made their way out the back doors to the house of the house to the knoll overlooking the river. Seems so different. Like the heart of the place is gone, and even the water doesn't know what's supposed to come next. Gran was Hollow Point. She was born here and lived here all her life. They found the expected shelter together on the stone bench placed at the base of a large cedar tree. Everything's gonna change after the release tonight. Have you thought about what you'll do, or where you'll go? I haven't asked myself those questions since the night a widowed elder witch sat down on a bar stool next to me and offered me a place to call home. Cord's eyes shone with unshed tears. Come to that, I wasn't asking myself those questions much then either. She saw something in you. I know, because she told me, Ellie smiled. She knew, she hoped Cord did too. And hoped Cord did too. That Kay didn't regret bringing him into the fold I don't know which one of those you want. Since the night they had met? I don't know, that's just extra. But you could say bringing into the fold since the night they had met. Is always one of her best talents. Knowing when all someone really needed was a chance to change the cards in their hand. And this is explaining more about Cord, which I like. Because now we're getting more backstory and it doesn't feel like exposition. I want to know Cord's origin story. She didn't regret it once. Oh, so there should be a comma. Regret once bringing him into the fold. I understand what you're going for, and I think the original one with a comma works. Like, she didn't regret it once, comma, since the night they met. Or since the night they met, comma, she didn't regret it once. I don't know which one's stronger. Depends on how you want to portray it, right? What are you leading into? What are you leading out of? And that should dictate the order of those in the sentence. Or in the paragraph. That and cheating when actually playing cards. The laugh was hollow. She thought it likely the first he'd let out since he'd found Kay's body. The bet was simple that night. If I won, I'd have taken the 20 Barailer gold piece on the table, finished my drink, and probably never set foot in Palem again. And when Gran won, you came back here to go to a job and ease to figure out to figure out what you wanted out of life. Ellie rested her head on his shoulder. She couldn't help laughing any more than he could. You've got to admit, when she was good, she was very good. So good. I didn't know I was being hustled till the end of the game. Seem to remember you weren't too thrilled when she told you what she intended. Memory swelled around them. For the first time, Cord had walked into Hollow Point. Having a smith and arms man on hand was one thing. Telling me I could make myself at home was another. Could you blame me? I was 13 years old and you were a stranger. Ellie left the need to defend her past. Borderline hostile self. We didn't start getting along until she let you teach me how to shoot. True, she said she wanted you to learn how to protect yourself and what's yours. He nodded in agreement. Don't think she had any idea how good a shot you'd be so quickly. Or that you'd be such a skilled teacher. I think without knowing it, she was testing both of us. She remembered the impressed look on Kay's face the first few times she'd watched target practice. Cord, I wanted to talk to you before we get out in the thick of it tonight. I know you stayed here all these years because my Gran needed you. I'd never have asked you to leave her alone. Gran's not here anymore, and I'm asking you now. Leave the ranch and start fresh in the Gulf? There's an idea. Come to think of it, I've never been south of the Zana River. Cord was fighting back some nameless, powerful emotion. He looked to be physically chewing his next words before they came out. Hollow Point's been the only real home I've ever had. I like the way that, like, one of the main things to, like, building the world is, like, mentioning places around you, so that you feel like there's more beyond the horizon, and there's more to be explored. And it should also be important to the story later on, if it's mentioned. Because it's something that we're going to pay attention to, right? So, like, find all the things that are important, and then mention those in the area. Or mention things in the area and find out what's important about those things that you mentioned. Cord was fighting back some nameless, powerful emotion. He looked to be physically chewing his next words before they came out. Hollow Point's been the only real home I've ever had. I know. I've been there almost 2 years and still feel like I'm a stranger in a strange city. It'd be nice to have a friendly face when I go back down there. Ellie was realizing just how much she'd missed him. Coming to see her or meeting halfway a few times a year wasn't nearly enough to satisfy how much she needed her true brother. Will you just think about it? You don't have to answer me right now. Saying goodbye to Gran is going to be hard enough. Fine woman, none like her. Cord's voice turned suddenly flat as he returned to the present. You know, you could be next. Kay might be planning to pass it all down to you. Don't even joke like that. Since she'd gotten Cord's flair in her dreams, it hadn't even been a thought to entertain that Gran would put a hand coven leadership to Ellie. Years away from the territory and the chain of events that prompted her departure in the first place, put her in no position to lead. I think there should be a comma there. And she damn well knew it. Who'd take me seriously as an elder? My father's already walking around like he owns the place. I'm sure he thinks it's a given he'll be named. And if not him, Aaron or Ellum. Hard to think of them overseeing the coven, let alone Hollow Point. Halem Coven's what? Almost 300 years old? And it's been based at this ranch for almost at least 200 of that? He pondered seriously. 1 or 2 foolish generations won't take it down. We should head back. You're right. As they rose to go, Ellie noticed a shine off the silver setting around the fine polished almandine garnet. Wait, is that my granddad's bolo? Kay gave it to me after I took my rights. He looked down, tapping the stone. You really have been gone too long, Elf. I was wearing it at our ceremony, don't you remember? Oh, right. She hadn't thought particularly about their soul share ceremony in the last few years, but being back close to Cord, she was already readjusting to the notion that he was her only sturdy wall in the middle of an earthquake. Taking the right had become part of Kay's plan for them both. Once she had seen how Cord had settled himself into life at Hollow Point and got over his nerves about being by tradition and law one of the family, she'd carefully broached the subject. As kind of an awkward sentence, I feel. I feel like this should be like this. Zoinko! What's up, bro? How are you, good sir? We were actually talking about you earlier, Zoink. Because someone said they didn't have any friends. I believe it was Fish. I said I don't have any friends either, and I said neither does Zoinko. Maybe we could all be friends. What do you think about that, Zoink? How are you today, good sir? How have you been? Been streaming much, Zoinko? By tradition and law, one of the family, she'd carefully broached the subject. Soul sharing as a practice had fallen out of vogue, but not outlawed. They had been eager to agree after an explanation that it would only strengthen their friendship and give Cord access to her part of the Karis family magic. I don't think a colon works, bro. You fucked up, Zoink. The TTS is, like, it doesn't do things that it used to do. It doesn't say Vigintillion anymore. They removed its capacity to say Vigintillion. I am really upset at that. It's not fair. It should be able to say Vigintillion. Fucking bullshit. They had been eager to agree after an oh, wait, we're down here. Kay had acknowledged at the time that 16 was a bit young to undergo the rite of soul share. She, Kay, had been 18. Nice, 29k points. Fuck, I just lost all 500k of my points. Well, hey, at least we're brothers in our loss. But you didn't lose 500,000. Fuck. That's unfortunate. That is really, really unfortunate. Oof. That's not good. That's not good. Kay had acknowledged at the time, and Cord, with 3 years of experience in the family at age 21, being a little better prepared. 20, wow, that's so close to your actual points. Whoops. Fuck! I'm Krillin. God damn it, I'm fucking Krillin. Alright, I can beat you on this one, I bet. Oh my god, wow, who ate all my gay? Zoinko, did you eat all my gay? God damn, bro. Sean the Goblin. Makes sense. Makes sense. Damn, Sean's OP. Oh my god. Broken. How do you get that kind of a power level? Fuck. That's scary, Sean. Oh no. Ooh, that's a good one. Or, what am I? An octopi! Yay! Wow, you just lowered your power level. There's no IQ, Zoink. Damn, maybe I shouldn't be typing chapter 38 right now. 800% gay. Is that how gay it is that there's no, whatchamacallit? IQ? It's been how long and I still haven't made that? Because I'm a lazy piece of shit? The family, at age 21, had been a little better prepared. The ceremony, she informed them afterwards, required a lengthy consultation beforehand between herself, High Mother Renee, and Asa, her Bristol counterpart. Bert Seal counterpart. I know we were both nervous that night. Cord offered his arm when they began walking, which she great. Oh, and I love the fact that, like, you show this connection between them, that it's like, they're not blood, but they're of soul. Asa? Okay. Asa. Yeah, always correct me if I say things wrong. Kay knew what she was doing. Whatever came next, we would lean on each other. She trusts me with the most important thing in her life. Elv. She trusted me to take care of you. Straight command. You are so straight, you make a ruler bent.
Hello.
Yes. Hello, Zoink. You're bad at this, bro. And you've got it mostly right. Bert CL. Bert Seal. Bert
I am no
CL.
banned from TTS.
You are banned from TTS. Shut the fuck up, Zoink. Don't make me ban you.
288374585
Doesn't do Vigintillion anymore.
945848929284745847928465843993847.
They changed how the system works.
747292984745745.
Sadly. So sad. So sad.
So
Sad and mad. No more Vigintillion. And she gave me a brother I could always depend on. She continuously lowered her voice as they approached the house. Although the soul share bond wasn't traditionally hidden or shamed, but Kay advised them some information was best kept private. As such, only Kay herself, Renee, and Asa were present at the ceremony and knew about the event taking place the evening of that summer solstice. Now shush. We're keeping it between us for the last 12 years. The last thing we need today is my father finding out our secret before Grant's release. True. The two met Kingsley at the foot of the stairs as they walked through the front door. After looking at her and pronouncing her fine, he noticed Cord also dressed in clean formal black. You're not welcome. The hell I'm not! Cord straightened himself to full height, glared at Kingsley. I took my rights, which legally makes me as much Kay's family as you are. I have a place among the mourners, and not even you can tell me no. He's right, Ellie said, digging her nails into her palm. She hoped she would be able to keep her temper. This isn't about him, or me, or you. Tonight is about Gran. It's about her funeral and her release ceremony. So for once, can we all just be civil to each other? I can if he can. That belonged to my father. Kingsley's expression darkened as his eyes fell to the bolo tie around the gunman's neck. You don't have any right to wear it. Gift from your mother. Cord took a step forward, making him square with the older man. You're welcome to try taking it from me. I won't be the one disturbing this ceremony. Kingsley turned away. Try to follow suit. Cortez. Tool. Cord muttered under his breath before turning to Ellie. You alright? Yeah, I'll be fine, though I'm sure that's just the opening notes of what's coming later. She checked her watch in the window. She tried not to dwell on it, but the thought of her father's gleam of satisfaction tonight, when he officially received Coven leadership, sank her heart. People are going to start showing up at the graveyard around sunset. I don't think I can deal with being in the same coach as them right now. Mind heading out a little early with me? We can ride to the public barn just outside town for a walk there. You know, that's gonna get people talking. He gave her a half-hearted, reproachful look. Us showing up at the ceremony by ourselves. Which is no different from the rumors that have spread like wildfire about us all around Palem since the day I turned 16. Ellie scoffed. People had spent years speculating the Lady of Hollow Point allowed her hired hands too much range, particularly around her young, impressionable granddaughter. Who cares what anyone thinks on a day like today? Definitely a solid chapter, holy shit. The confrontation at the end there definitely builds the tension back up after the release. So it's got a nice ebb and flow. Just that one thing with, like, you capitalizing on, what was it? The dialogue and, like, action during dialogue. Which you did a little bit more down here when, like, Ellie and, Cord were talking. Yeah, explaining their, like, nothing in here felt like exposition. This just felt like people talking. Which is what you want. And we want that, because I want to know Cord's background. I want to know Ellie's background, you know? I've gotten to know them a little bit over these couple of chapters, what they are now. I want to know how they were made into what they are now. Right? So, I think you fulfilled all the promises you made, which in this chapter were obviously about identifying past. Like, going from interrogating... you know, her being basically interrogated in the house and wanting to push her away to getting to a nice place where she can just talk to someone and open up, to being in a place where she's locked down again. It's like the cycle of the up and down, right? Which gives it oomph. You get enough time to breathe, but then by the time you've taken your breath, you're back in it again. So I'm excited to see what chapter 8, chapter 8 looks like. This is chapter 7, right? Yeah, what chapter 8 looks like. And if there's no one else with any stories next chapter, funeral, one chapter that's soul release. One after that soul release ceremony. Hell yeah. We're in ads, guys. We're soaking up the ads like sunshine on the back of a donkey, ready to play hatchet face, going for the microwave. That's why we do what we do. Don't ask, just think. Next thing you know, we got you in the river, running such a low you would never suspect it was oh so. Them ads got you up in it, gonna get you down with that. That's what the ads are for, bring you around and back around, give you what you need to survive. Only ads will do, and ads go straight to you. So don't worry if you got money or not. Remember, there's always a way to get it. I'm saying the world is $337 trillion in debt. To who? Debt is a human construct. It's an idea. Yeah, I definitely like it so far. Building up so much now that it's like, it's here. It's here. Let's see what happens and who gets named. And I like the fact of specifically bringing out and talking about how she thinks her father, Kingsley, is going to be. Well, there we go. We got ads. We're in it now, boys. One question is their most important relationship in this book. What vibes do you get from Cord and Ellie's bond? I'll wait. I'm just going to type it out.
I thought it was weird cuz they were siblings, but they aren't.
Does that make sense? Because they're in love, right? So, yeah. I was wondering about that, and then I was like, well, you never know, and then you answered it. They just seem so close, and it's like, I don't know, I have a sister, so it's like, it's kind of weird. I'm close with my sister, like really close with my sister, but it's like, I don't know, the vibe between them doesn't feel like brother and sister. It also doesn't feel like friends. I'm a fan of the concept of platonic soulmates. Okay. Hmm. Seen platonic soulmates in real life. Yep. Um... Okay, this is what I would say, country girl. So Cord is the older one, right? What uncomfortable gift is going to happen at some point, and they agree to never discuss it ever again. Okay. Because what I would say is... Yeah. He, I don't... I'm trying to think of an example, right? But it's like... He needs to feel more brotherly in, like... I don't know. Like, it's really cliche, but, like, a teasing way. I know he kind of teased her a little bit, and there's a little bit of that there, but maybe that's something more to capitalize on, is, like... Okay, because, like, the difference between, like, flirting and, like, a sibling, like, squabbling kind of idea. Big in the bodyguard surrogate big brother role. Yeah, so, like, something like a head pat goes super far. Because, like, for instance, something like this, like putting your hand on their cheek like this, is like, intimate. Head pat is like, what's the word? Affectionate, not intimate. So, like, having the difference between those two actions, and knowing the difference between those two actions, and the difference between, like, flirting and, like sibling, like, banter and stuff like that, and, like, teasing and stuff like that, I think is probably the best way to show their relationship. And curb the idea that it's, like, especially, like, like, I feel like you're setting it up because it's like you talk about her getting a husband and you go straight to Cord acting like they're soulmates. Even though, you know, they are, but I feel there should be a different tone to it because, again, I felt it was a little weird because I was like, they're brother and sister, but this just doesn't feel like brother and sister. But that's just me. So, you know, I'd like to hear what other people got out of it, if they feel the same way. Because I'm weird, so I don't know. But I would say, yeah, the example and, like, the use case scenario would be, teases her a lot, when, one, it's just them, and two, she's not in the middle of numbness, grief. Yeah. Yeah. This is a very heavily emotional time, right? This is a character development time. So, the flashback and talking back on memories, it's no fun if she doesn't fight back. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. Then it's just bullying, right? That's the difference. And you can tell that he's trying to raise her spirits. Oh. Well, I don't know. I was gonna say, have him do something silly. But personal to her, you know? But I don't know. I don't think it really needs much, right? It definitely gets the point across, everything aside from that, but you can always be wrong with the vibes, right? But it's like, yeah, the only thing I would say about that is like the sibling banter and like simple head pat versus a touch on the face, right? Versus a I don't know, like a wink, probably. You could like interchange those, right? But yeah, so I think it's pretty damn solid though. Definitely gets it across. It gives you the backstory. It gives you the characters together. The dialogue is smooth. It runs with it. A little bit of added character action at the beginning to set it up. And I think you're fucking golden. All right.